Hey, how are you guys doing? Of course, give me a second to double check and make sure that I am live everywhere that I want to be live. As you guys are coming on into this conversation, of course, say hi, hello, hey. If you're catching me on the replay, type in hashtag replay, leave your questions, your comments, all that awesome stuff type of thing so that I can see who's here. Those of you, if you are new to me, welcome to my space. My name is Beverly Walthour. I am a business strategist specifically for Christian female coaches who want to create more income and more impact without compromising their Christian values. I'm also a TV and radio show host. Hey, Dr. Kai, how are you? Hey. And so, you guys, I'm the TV and radio show host, so we film and record the TV and radio show here in Atlanta, GA. And so, you guys, people had me rolling my eyes this morning, and and so I'm like, oh my goodness, hey Rashima. And so, you guys, I'm just gonna have this quick little conversation with you guys, and then I'm going on about my business, and yeah. And so, you guys, like I said, that little eye roll emoji was for a reason because I was rolling my eyes this morning. It's a couple of things that I need us to just lean into as Christian female coaches. Okay, so one young lady, I was having a conversation with her, and she was telling me how she's been stuck. I think she said since 2020, so since last year, because she was trying to follow this formula about how to write your, what is it called, your elevator pitch, that little thing that you do. And I know that there's a formula. You guys hear me say all the time, I don't follow these formulas. And so, there's a formula about, 80-20. There's a formula about, you give the what, but not the how or what. See, I don't even know what the formulas are because I don't pay attention to them. And so this goes back to when I used to teach because I taught I was a math teacher. And, as a math teacher, middle school math, these kids, I had all these formulas, surface area, volumes, all this stuff right here. And they were getting so tripped up on trying to memorize these formulas that they weren't even, they just saw a string of numbers. They weren't trying to break this thing down to actually understand what it meant. So what I was trying to do was tell them, hey, let's look at each piece of this to see what it means so that it makes sense versus you just trying to memorize something. And so that has spoken with me, or that has stayed with me since I taught. And so when I shifted into the online space with my business and I kept hearing, well, yeah, you want to follow this and you want to do this and you want to do that. Like it just never sat right in my spirit because I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. Here we go again. We're so focused on trying to memorize this thing and I'm supposed to do it a certain way. We're so caught up in trying to do it. So with that young lady, I was just like, well, dang, you've been stuck for almost a year. So that means you haven't been serving the people that God has called you to serve. Because my thing is that word stuck and being confused. I'm like, that's from the enemy because it clearly tells us in the word that God is not an author of confusion. So if you're trying to do a thing in your business and you're confused about it, my thing is, where's that confusion coming from? That type of thing. And so my thing is recognize it for what it is. And so even with her, and so we had a conversation about it yesterday, and then she followed up with me today, and she was like, yeah, she sent me something else that still had that formula. I said, you can use it if you want to. I said, but that's not how I coach. That's not what I do. I said, to me, it's a bunch of words. I don't even understand what it means. But if you want to use that because you're following someone's formula, like, go ahead and do it. And then she was like, what I realized was God showed me what to do. And then he gave me the confirmation on what to do. But then now I'm following up with people trying to confirm what he told me to do. And I'm like, yeah, we're not going to do that. No. We're not going to. Whatever God told you to do, go do that thing. Go do whatever it is that he told you to do. Don't worry about all that other stuff. If he told you what to do and he's shown you what to do, who you going to listen to? I'm just saying. Because look, I'm just saying that type of thing. So that was the first thing that had me. I'm just like, we have to shift out of trying to put ourselves into a box to make things fit. Because you guys, as believers, we're not necessarily going to follow that type of thing. We're not going to always look the way that the other people that are operating in our space, especially as coaches and stuff like that, like we're not going to always look like that, and it's okay. But some of us are trying to cram ourselves into that box. And one of the things that I actually declare, so I told you guys for the month of April, I have 2 of Cindy Trim's books where it has the declaring and decreeing. And so one of the things that I declare, one of the things that I decree each day, because I tell you I try to do it at least 3 times a day. Sometimes I only get to 2. But one of the things that I say is give me that outside of the box thinking. Like, I don't want to necessarily look like what's going on in the world and the way that people are doing things. That type of thing. So you guys don't be afraid of that. Like, if God is showing you something and it doesn't look like the norm of what's going on in the industry, be okay with that. Like, really and truly be okay with that. That type of thing. Yeah. So like I said, it bothered me in my spirit that this young lady, she's been sitting on this thing and she's like, I feel like I can't move forward and I haven't been able to do this and I haven't been able to do that because of trying to make it fit into a thing. So like I said, my thing was, I'm like, look, just get out there and serve your people. Look, that part right there. That part right there. And even the niching down, the same thing. She was struggling with niching down. And my thing is this, and I've shared with you guys my journey and my story when it came to niching down. Like, me serving Christian female coaches now, this is not where I started almost 5 years ago when I shifted into the online space as a business strategist. If you've been trekking with me, you will realize that this is not the ideal client that I was saying 5 years ago. And so I told people before, I intentionally started a little bit broader. I was saying online female entrepreneurs, both service-based and product-based, because I had done both. And my thing was, well, let me work with some people. Once again, I know it's a little bit backwards from what the industry may tell us to do, but I said, well, let me work with some people. And then based on that, see the people that I help to get the best results. And then I'll narrow it down from there. Like, that was always my intention when I came into this space. And so the same thing, hey girl, hey. And so for some of us, we're so tripped up about what, hey, they said. But once again, sometimes it's okay for you to start one way because you're going to grow and evolve anyway. And that's the thing. Like, some of us are waiting for this level of perfection type of thing to the point where we're not even moving. So you're not even serving anybody, period, right now, because you're so caught up in that thing. That part right there, Dr. Kai, it's a lot that's going on, especially in the online space. There's a lot going on, and it can be very easy to get caught up in all that stuff. And so this was one thing. I was interviewing with someone yesterday, and she asked me, she was like, what was one thing that you wish you would have done when you first came into coaching? And one of the things that I said to her was, I really wish that I had the confidence that I have now that I had back then. The confidence that I had now, I wish I would have had it back then, because I got so caught up in, okay, well, maybe I should do this and maybe I should do this. I know God said this right here, but this person over here said, so I got caught up in a bunch of foolish stuff. And I understand now, it allows me to be able to relate to some of you guys because you've been there and done that. And I feel like, well, hey, God, if I wouldn't have done all that, I probably would have been in a different space. So I get it now. But I really and truly wish I would have had that level of confidence back then that I had now. Because once again, it allows me to stand steadfast in what it is that I know that God is showing and telling me. So once again, for some of you guys that's having this confusion and you're not making the moves and taking the action because you're afraid of getting it wrong, or you're wondering if you're doing this thing right, or you want to make sure that you're representing God in such a way to the point where, like I said, you're not even getting out there and having these conversations with people. I want to release you from that. Whatever it is that God is showing you, go with what he's showing you. That's the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. So once again, you guys, this trying to follow these formulas and fit into this box, you guys don't follow that advice, especially if you know what they're telling you and showing you is not what God is telling you and showing you. So once again, don't fall into that trap. Do not fall into that trap. That's the first thing. Now, this second thing gonna step on a couple of toes, but I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. And I'm going to talk about why I'm talking about this and then how it applies to you guys as coaches. This second thing, I saw two things in my timeline. Two things in my timeline today. And so this is the next part that I really want to speak to you guys about. Share your testimonials. Share your testimonials. Either what you have been able to achieve and or your clients. What you have been able to achieve as a coach and or your clients. Period. I saw two posts in my newsfeed today. One was talking about, oh my gosh, I'm sick and tired of coaches talking about how much money they made or how much money their clients made. And I'm like, wait a minute. Let's back it up and see why that triggered you. Why did that post trigger you? Because this is my thing. If I am a health and wellness coach, or let me rephrase that, if I am looking for someone that is a health and wellness coach, I want to work with a health and wellness coach that has been able to get some type of result. So part of what I look at are their testimonials. That is, now listen to what I said. I said part of what I look at are their testimonials. If I'm looking for a book writing coach, part of what I'm going to look at are their testimonials. Branding coach, sales coach, all of that stuff. So once again, if I am a health and wellness coach, am I looking for their testimonials to talk about how much money they generated? No, because those things don't go together. Whatever it is their promise is for their program or their offer, those are the types of testimonials that you should look for, period. You guys think about it. When you go and get your hair done, usually if you see someone whose hair looks nice, you're like, oh my gosh, your hair looks nice. Where did you go? Because once again, you've seen the results of that thing. A lot of times when we're looking for something, whether or not it's a product or a service, whatever it is, you're looking to ensure that they have some type of record type of thing. That type of thing. Now, once again, you want to ensure that your testimonials are in alignment with whatever your promise is. So like I said, if your promise doesn't have anything to do with helping people make money, then yeah, I'm not looking for those types of testimonials from your people. But like I said, if it's in the branding world, then I want to see some examples and samples of people that you work with when it comes to branding. Health and wellness, relationships, all of that type of thing. So once again, you guys, when I say pay attention to the advice that you're taking from people, like I said, I saw two of them. I'm like, that makes absolutely zero sense in my head. Unless that coach that they were talking about, unless that wasn't their area. And once again, one thing you will always hear me talk about, I share both my results and my clients. You will see more of my clients than mine, because my thing is, yes, one thing for me to do it as a business strategist. It's another thing when you're looking at my clients. That's a different story. So you guys, once again, I've shared with you guys before, there are 4 types of people that you're going to meet along your path and journey as a coach. One of those types of people are the people that desire to work with you. Like, they know that they have a problem and they want Raven to help them with the problem. They want Diane to help them with the problem. They want Doc to help them with the problem. They want Dr. Kai. They want Elizabeth to specifically help them with the problem. And so when you share a testimonial, it is for that group of people, the people that realize they have a problem and they want you to help them. So those testimonial posts actually serve a purpose. They're not for everybody. So those people that get triggered by your testimonials, or even yourself, some of you guys are like, well, I don't want to brag. I don't want to make it look like I'm bragging. It doesn't have anything to do with you bragging on a thing. It's allowing for people to realize and understand they're able to see themselves in that person. Now, those of you that work with me, you also know I just don't talk about the only thing you should have a testimonial post. I tell you, you need to make sure that you have a mix of posts and content, but a part of that mix of content that you put out should be testimonial posts, period. You guys, I'm telling you, because even when you're looking at things, think about it. Why do we read reviews on something? So before you go to a restaurant, especially if it's a restaurant you haven't been to, why do I read reviews? Because I want to see what other people are saying. I want to see what other people's experiences are like. So why is it okay for me to look at a testimonial from a place that I'm getting ready to eat and not look at the testimonials from someone that I'm getting ready to invest $1,000, $5,000, $50,000, $100,000 with? Once again, that is a part of the process. And that's why I share with you guys, make sure that you have testimonials, because it serves a certain group of people. Once again, it's not everybody that's following you, but there is a group of people that want to see those testimonials. So do not be afraid. Do not be ashamed of what that is. A lot of us, when we're in our careers, we don't back down from what it is that we do. So if you are doing a presentation, you make sure that you stand up, because you know the experience, the background, all of that stuff that you bring to the table, and you make sure that you bring your A game, and you may talk about experiences that you had and what other projects you may have worked on, that type of thing. So why is that okay for you to talk about in your career, but not in your business? Like, we want to make sure that we're not listening to things that don't even make any sense about what it is that we do. that type of thing. So you guys do not be afraid to share those things. It's a part of your journey. It's not everything, but it's a part of it. Just like you want to talk in your content about the process that you walk your people through. People need to be able to see that. What's the process? What is it that you do to help your people when it comes to, you know, the forgiveness part, when it comes to the health and wellness, when it comes to the relationship? What makes you different and what it is that you do? Because for a lot of people, one young lady I was speaking with, actually a couple of people that I've spoken with this week, they're into holistic health. And this is something that I find that's extremely important. A lot of people right now, they want to just take a pill to lose weight or to get healthier, but they don't realize that it's a lot more than just trying to pop a pill in your mouth to get your body in the way or back to the way that God designed and created it. So it was amazing that I spoke to a lot of health and wellness, but they were holistic people that I spoke with this week. And I told each and every one of them, you want to make sure that when you're talking about your content, you position it to the point of what makes you different. Because you have to remember, there are people out there that are legit just thinking, hey, I just have to pop this pill or drink this tea, and everything that I've been doing for the past 20, 30 years is just going to disappear. So you want to make sure that you're talking to people that know and understand that their health is an investment. Like, they're looking at their health as an investment. And really and truly, they're looking and asking themselves, and they're saying to themselves, well, wait a minute, you know what? It's going to cost me more, the hospital bill that I might have to pay for because of my health, or the medication that I might have to be on for the rest of my life because of my health, or the things that I'm passing down to my children because of my health. Like, it doesn't have to be that way. So you want to make sure that you position it in such a way to where people know and understand. So you guys, I'm telling you, so the positioning that goes right along with the testimonials that you share. So when you're talking about the fact that, and like I said, the health and wellness, and the only reason I'm bringing that up is because I talked to quite a few people this week, and I know that there are some people on here that are in this same sphere. So the same thing, you want to position that. You want to show people what it is that you do and how it is that you do and what it is that makes you different, and you not being afraid. Especially, like I said, in the health and wellness, because some of you guys are so quiet. Like, you see stuff that's going on in your industry, and there are people, for instance, and you guys, please don't quote me on the name because I don't remember her name. But there was one young lady, she's very popular in the health, Jillian, maybe her name was Dr. Jillian or whatever. I think that may have been who she was. And she mentioned that she didn't agree with the keto diet or something like that. And all heck broke loose online. Oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Oh my goodness. Some of you guys are so afraid to go against the grain because you're afraid of quote unquote backlash. But if you know from your professional opinion that what you feel like what others are doing and the reason why they're not getting the type of result that they have, don't be afraid to talk about what it is that you do, even if it goes against the grain. Think about us as believers, period. A lot of what we believe as believers, once again, the people outside of the kingdom don't even believe in it. We stand very fast on what we believe in as believers, but a lot of us, you don't have that same steadfastness when it comes to what you do as a coach. There we go, Jillian Michaels. There we go. Okay, I called her by the wrong name. Sorry. But you guys, don't be afraid. If whatever you believe in goes against the norm in your industry, it is fine. Once again, I always go back to the Bible. I'm like, there are a lot of these people that, oh my gosh, the stuff that we read, the stuff that we see in scripture that goes against what the world talks about, that goes against what society talks about. So you guys, we should be used to this anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, we should be used to what we're saying and what we're doing that goes against the norm. That type of thing. So you guys, like I said, do not be afraid. Do not be afraid. So like I said, and I knew for whatever reason, like I said, the health and wellness industry, because once again, I was having these conversations this week, and I know that some of you guys are in that industry, but this applies to other industries as well. But those of you specifically, I don't know why God got me talking about it, but those of you specifically in the health and wellness, do not be afraid to talk about that. Like I said, that holistic approach. A lot of you guys were talking about the fact that you bring in the spiritual element into what it is that you do as a health and wellness coach. But there are a lot of people that are outside the kingdom that don't want to touch that spiritual side of it, but that's going to allow for you to stand out. Your people, when they see that you make that connection to the spiritual aspect of things, that's what's going to draw them into you. Look, Lisa. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. So you guys, I'm telling you once again, do not be afraid. Like I said, when I saw that in my timeline, those people that had that post, will they watch this? Probably. They'll probably see this video. Have they seen my post? Probably not. But my thing is, this is what I believe. I believe this with everything in my being. And so I'm going to speak on it. Once again, will I get pushback? Will some people disconnect with me? Yeah, that's fine. But that's not my problem. My thing is, I know what I have been sent out here to talk about with the people that God has called me to serve. So the same thing, think about what it is that God has told you to get out here and put that message out there for your people, the people that he has called you to serve. Those people need to hear your message. And the more that you remain mute, the more that you're like, well, let me work on the background and get this thing together and all this stuff like this, they don't get to hear the message. They hear somebody else's message and they're like, okay, well, maybe I am supposed to follow that. Well, this is all that I'm hearing. This is all that I'm seeing. Maybe I am supposed to follow this. And so they end up in a space and place where they may not be able to get the same level of results if they would have worked with you. So you want to keep that in mind. So you guys, like I said, it's just, they had me rolling my eyes this morning. I'm like, babe, look, it's early in the afternoon. They got you rolling your eyes already. But you guys, I'm telling you, get out there, talk to your people. Don't try to follow these formulas that are out here. If that formula was not a part of what God told you and showed you to do, break free. Break free. It is okay. It is okay. Get out there and serve your people. That type of thing. That type of thing. And then, like I said, share your testimonial. Point blank, period. Share them. Whatever capacity. Look, if you're telling that you help people with forgiveness, then talk about testimonials with forgiveness. If you're health and wellness, talk about the health and wellness results. If you're a relationship, talk about the relationship results. If you are a business coach, talk about the business side. So whether or not it's the money making side, whether or not it's you just helping them to get their business up and going, whatever it is, talk about it. Share your experiences, share your clients' experiences, period. I'm just saying. Break free of all of it. Yes, yes, and yes. So you guys, that's all I got. That's all I got. Like I said, I'm trying to keep my videos to less than 30 minutes. I have been doing really, really well with that thing. But once again, I pray that this releases somebody. You guys do not stay in this space of confusion. God is not the author of confusion. So if it's not coming from God, if you're confused about something, if it's not coming from God, where is it coming from? And then you want to ask yourself, why is the enemy trying to keep me confused? Because what happens when you're confused, you don't do anything. Or you may do it, but you're not doing it at the level that you're supposed to be doing it. So you want to release that confusion, send it back to where it came from, and get out there and do what it is that God has called you to do, and watch what happens. Watch those shifts and changes that you end up making, that type of thing. All right? Okay, you guys, that's it. That's it. You guys, I pray you have an absolutely amazing part to your day or rest of your day. Of course, if you have specific questions for me and how I may be able to support you, hey, let me know. Just reach out to me. We can have a conversation, that type of thing. But you guys, like I said, I had to get that off my spirit. I had to get it off my spirit. And now I'm going to go on with the rest of my day. Once again, what it is that I believe in God for, getting up, having conversations with these people that I feel like God has called me to serve, that type of thing. So you guys have an absolutely amazing rest to your day. Once again, if you have specific questions for me about how I may be able to support you, feel free to reach out to me. You guys, thank you so much for joining me on this live. You guys take care, take care, take care.